Pipelines.Live, and I'm here in Oldham at Steve and Lynn's art studio.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Again, for the second
Again,
time.
yeah.
So I've come to your studio, and it's an absolutely awesome little spot full of beautiful and wonderful various pieces of art. I'm stoked to kind of be looking at them in a short while. So how long have you been an artist in the broader sense of the term?
I would say full time, definitely at least 10 years.
Wow.
Before that, obviously, I would say from
Been
age of about 5 or 6,
Yeah.
I was always drawing. And then I went to art college, well, art school. When I left school, I was there for 3 years. So
Okay.
once I finished art college, I kind of went down that slope of following the money for a while, and I had a 9 to 5 job. I've had numerous jobs, and then I just got bored of it and decided I'd give art a full-time go.
Yeah. So what's the name of your studio here?
Supernova Studios.
Supernova Studio. And you also have, I want to say, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Dionysus?
Dionysus.
Close.
Yeah.
Is that a different thing? Is that like a collection
No,
of artwork?
Dionysus Art is the name that I go under for my artwork.
Yeah. And you do all sorts, don't you? You do paintings, you do portraits, you do screen prints.
Yep.
So what kind of theme is it? Because I'm noticing it's very kind of pop art and...
It's very pop art. Somebody once said that it's pop art on steroids. Which kind of, yeah, I get that. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah. And it's a bit on the psychedelic with the colours, this kind of scheme that goes on in a few things. Would you say that's an accurate description of and the way things are put together?
I think some of the artwork obviously is very colourful. I think where I'm currently heading towards, because I'm doing an exhibition in October, I'm kind of looking towards more house music vibe.
Yeah.
So I think originally house music was kind of all psychedelic colours, and then it kind of phased out from that. But originally it was all quite bright colours, wasn't it, house music?
Yeah, because you recently just did the large guitar that was on display in Manchester at St Peter's Square.
Yep.
For the Oasis gigs that were happening.
I did, yeah.
And that was in the style of the
Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols album in the yellow and pinks,
Yep.
which was great to see. So again, that's in that kind of psychedelic kind of colour, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
So would you say your influences come from that sort of 60s, 50s, 60s era?
I would say, like, as an artist, some of my people that I admire, obviously from the 60s, being a 60s kid myself.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein, some people might not know him, but Ralph Steadman. He did all the artwork for Hunter S. Thompson, so they're kind of who I get inspiration from.
Yeah, because I did, having a little nosy spot, a painting there that's kind of Roy Lichtenstein inspired with the dots.
Oh yeah.
And that's the Easy Rider, which is appealing to me in a massive way.
Really?
Yeah, so we might have to discuss that.
Right, okay.
So how much time do you put into each piece of art that you do? Is it a long time, or does it depend?
It
what it is
depends.
you're doing?
Like some I can do in a few hours. They just come to me naturally. Then others, like, I can spend up to 100 hours, probably more.
Yeah.
Because like, I've started hiding little Easter eggs on my pictures, so basically I can start on something and I can go down a rabbit hole where I'm suddenly putting more Easter eggs into pictures. So when people originally look at the picture, they just see one image, and then suddenly there's another one opens the door, and so it's good.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about this one that's behind us.
That is a neon piece that I did with a lovely guy in Bolton, Neon Tony. His works like Neon Creations. So me and him have done a few collaborations together where obviously I put my artwork on, then he's put neon in. But this is like, obviously, it's the hacienda in ruins because it's no longer there.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is the KLF car, which symbolises it's grim up north because that's what everybody thinks it is, grim up north. And but there's loads of little things of hidden things in the picture.
Yeah. And you got the map sort of in kind of shadow detail behind it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, you see that obviously the northwest illegal raves that were happening, Blackburn and obviously surrounding areas, so they're kind of hidden away. And then obviously these other things that I'll let you find later on.
I know, I'm gonna be here for days looking at all the different pictures and paintings. So would you say that sort of Manchester and the music culture and the music artists is a massive influence in your artwork that you do? Yeah,
of course, because originally I'm from Warrington, and me basically, I think it's a bloody Puritan town. We used to like have half day closing on certain days, obviously very old style what shopping was. And I think being a young kid growing up there, and it just didn't sit right with me because it'd be like, obviously you've just interviewed Pete Waterman, you'd be going out and you'd be listening to Mel and Kim and all that kinds of rubbish, which wasn't the music I was listening to in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So I come to Manchester looking for something, and one night, fortunately, walked into, well, we went looking for it. We found the Hacienda, and that house music kind of changed my life. And obviously the Manchester scene obviously changed from house music to Manchester with the Stone Roses, Happy Mondays.
Yeah.
But I think the influence of music's always been in my artwork.
Yeah, and it comes through, and it's lovely to see it. All the different kind of things that you put into there, like you're saying about Easter eggs, but just all the different elements that go into it. So you do screen printing as well?
Yeah, I do.
So what kind of stuff do you do on the screen printers?
Basically, I can replicate what I've done as a painting as a screen print. Just takes a bit longer sometimes.
Yeah. Is that a long process to kind of...
It can be a long process, but at the end of the day, it's rewarding because some people can't afford an original piece of artwork, but they cannot afford a print.
Yeah.
So
getting it across the masses of people, sharing it wide, because you do. You've had your work bought from all over the world, haven't you?
Yeah. And just basically the other week I just shipped one to Australia.
Yeah.
While I had the artwork on display in St. Peter's Square, my first ever piece has gone to Austria as well, so I'm buzzing to, obviously I've got pieces in Spain, Italy, France, Germany, quite a few of the Scandinavian countries, so to actually go somewhere I hadn't been before was an achievement. Yeah,
and you were selling a piece down there of the charlatans, weren't you, and happened to get it signed as well at the time.
Yeah, so some lovely gentleman called Nick walked past one day and said, "Oh, has he seen that?" And I said, "Who?" And he said, "Tim." And I said, "He's not going to see this." And basically the next time he walked past, I'd sold it to somebody, and he walked past and went, "Oh, the Tim's gone." I went, "Yeah, I sold it." And he went, "I was going to get him to come up and see it."
Yeah.
So he was a friend of Tim Burgess, and basically what happened is we exchanged numbers. He then arranged for Tim Burgess to come up. I brought the picture back to where obviously St. Peter's Square so they could sign it, and the person who bought it got to meet Tim Burgess as well.
Yeah, well that's obviously it adds an extra element to your artwork, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You've
sure.
had Ian Brown sign some artwork as well, haven't you?
He has, yeah. He come to my old apartment, lucky enough to bump into him in the streets in Manchester, and he decided to come back to my apartment.
And that's what I love about Manchester. You never know who you're going to bump into or when.
Exactly,
And just people are very down to earth, aren't they? You just do see kind of well-known people just milling about, doing the business.
That's it.
So again, you've done the album cover for Twisted Wheel, didn't you?
I did the third album, Satisfy the Ritual.
Yeah. So how did that come about for you?
I was on Mancunia TV, and obviously Johnny was a guest there. It was the first time I was on TV. We stuck up a conversation. Johnny, obviously, Twisted Wheel. Everybody knows Johnny for being a Manchester icon. So he was asking me what my artwork was like. So the next minute we exchanged numbers, become good friends. I've had him to the studio quite a few times, and he was saying he was recording his new album. Would he be interested in doing the artwork? Of course I would. It was one of my things as a kid growing up that obviously Andy Warhol's got his artwork on the Velvet Underground, and not people don't realise it's your artwork until you pick up the album. So when Johnny asked me, it was like, I'd love to.
Well, that's it, and it's nice to actually get artwork onto album covers, isn't it? Because I know a lot of people, when they're independent artists or even signed artists, they sometimes tend to go with photographs or different images.
Yeah, I totally understand that. But like, I've been lucky enough to not just be on Twisted Wheel. I've been on the K's. They're quite big on the scene at the moment. So it's quite an achievement to be asked by bands for them to have your artwork.
I do think it's nice to have actual artwork on a album cover though. It's proper old school, isn't it?
It is old school.
Yeah, I love it. And you've also done, I'm going to say this wrong because I always say the word wrong, you've done a mural.
Right,
and I don't mean mural, but I always say mural,
right.
at the old Nag's Head, up on the rooftop, is that right?
I have.
So how did that come about, and what did it entail?
But basically I did a sketch of Rowetta many moons ago, and basically she got in touch, shared it on social media, and from that I got quite a lot of followers, one of them being Sean, who owns the Nag's Head. Asked me for some prints initially. So I went and met him at the Nag's Head, obviously dropped the prints off, and he took me upstairs to the roof garden. Asked me what could I do with an empty wall, and I said, well, what do you want? And he said, your variation of Manchester, what Manchester means to me. So I did that.
Wow.
Lucky enough to have my interpretation of Manchester on his wall, and then from that I got asked to do 60 Man United greats, which then went on one ceiling. Then I got put on, I think, these 30 world champion boxers.
Wow. I
did them and all the actors and people from Manchester in another room. Then I got asked to do all the bands from Manchester. So I basically the whole of the pub's covered in my artwork.
It is something to behold, though. If you ever get a chance, get down to the old Nag's Head.
It's good,
get in there and get yourself a pint.
I'll still get a tag in it every now and again. But last time I went, I don't tell people that I'm going, and it's good watching people looking up at the ceiling trying to see who they recognise.
There's so much going on, though, isn't there, in there? There's so much to see. You could spend a day in there and still not have seen everything. You've got an art display up at the Red Willow in Macclesfield, is that right at the moment?
No, that was a while ago. I think that was last year. I had a few pieces of artwork on display there. I think it was for about a month I had my artwork up.
My bad on my research. But you've got another one coming up in October. And where's that one at? I've got
my third and probably final exhibition, which is all house music related. That's at Lost Weekend, which is like the underground basement, the shack, which is in the northern quarter. So basically I've got that for the night. And what date's that on again? 10th of October.
10th of October, so get down into the northern quarter for
that tickets one. Available on, is it Skiddle?
Skittle?
Yeah.
Skittle.
Yeah, Skiddle.
Skiddle tickets, get on there. So with, again, the house music, kind of segueing into, you also do a bit of DJing, don't you?
I do.
So you recently sent me a mix on Mixcloud, which was, I was like, I'll just have a quick listen. And an hour and a half later, I was like, wow, that was amazing.
Right.
So are you always kind of finding new upcoming music with house music and adding, because it was a bit of a mixture, wasn't it?
I'm constantly, I reckon I must download about 50 records a week.
Wow.
Right? So I'm constantly getting music.
Yeah.
But I only got my decks in October, and basically, unfortunately, I got it all set up and everything, and then I had a heart attack. I had a quadruple heart bypass in December, so I didn't get on my decks till about March.
Wow,
and then
that's just slacking, really.
Yeah, but obviously now I go on most nights and play nettle. It's kind of
did it help with your recovery to kind of be into that music? And
I just, once I got the decks, I just wanted to be able to start playing on them.
Yeah.
But obviously, for a long while, I didn't have the strength to be standing up for an hour DJing, and now I can finally stand up for an hour.
And is it the first time you've done it from October, DJing? Have you done
Basically I've had stuff before, but obviously I stopped it.
Yeah.
I'd rather be dancing behind this then. But now I think, why not have a go DJing, which obviously is another avenue of being creative for people.
Yeah, and have you been out live? Have you played for people? Done it anywhere?
Wait and see. There's something in the pipeline.
In the pipeline, we like that.
Yeah.
Because I was just amazed. It was just so seamlessly put together.
Well, thank you.
And it was just tune after tune after tune. I was like, I'm not getting anything done.
Yeah.
For an hour and a half, which no problem at all. But yeah, it was just lovely to listen to it and hear new stuff from my perspective. Because it's a long while since I've kind of
done house music.
Done the house music. I mean, I love all sorts of music, so anything new into my ears is just always welcome. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, no.
And you've got a few other mixes, haven't you? So if
I've got quite a few on Mixcloud.
Yeah, catch them on Mixcloud. Go and have a nosy. And it's under
the Bypass Kid.
Bypass Kid. Now, where did that name come from?
I do wonder where it come from.
Get some inspiration for that one.
Obviously I've took from the big massive scar that on my chest.
Yeah. Well, it's got to kind of, you've been through something quite physically traumatic.
Yeah, of course.
You've come through the other side, and you're doing more artwork, you're doing more music. And is it hard to have that focus and get sort of beyond that what happened to you?
I think since what happened to me, it's kind of made me not doubt myself. Instead of like holding back, if I like, instead of going, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it today, because you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of more like
grabbing
things and happy. And I don't want to say too much about obviously the DJ thing, but something is in the pipeline about that.
Well, I look forward to finding out more about that and sharing it when the time comes. We'll watch this space. So where can people find your artwork or your music?
Obviously my music's on Mixcloud, very easy to find, just look up the Bypass Kid. My artwork's on social media, Instagram, which is under Dionysus Art. My artwork on Facebook is on Stephen Lynn, Dionysus Art.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find me. Plus we've got a website which is dionysusart.com. Can't remember it top of my head, but it'll bring it up.
Yeah, and you do commissions. Should anybody be interested in requiring something?
Yeah, just get in touch.
Yeah,
feel free.
And you've got other artworks that are for sale.
Yeah. If anybody wants to organise a visit, you're more than welcome to come to the studio, have a look what other stuff I've got.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because there's so much here. I'm going to have a nosy in a bit and try and fit one in my back pocket maybe. But thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you very much for coming here.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure. Now I'm just going to hang out for a bit now and chill out for a bit, aren't we?
Yep.
But thank you so much for chatting to me.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.